Hello everybody, my name is Bragster and today I will be reviewing the film Polaroid. Now Polaroid came out last year, it wasn't one of the big hitters, it's currently on Netflix, it's not one of Netflix's originals though, and it's a horror movie. As a massive fan of horror movies, I just thought I'd casually watch it, and I expected it to be bad because I haven't heard of it, but I think it's a reasonable hidden gem. Just because there's a few jump scares in there, but a lot of it is about the story. It's the only problem I've had with the story was once the reveals start happening about what's truly going on, it's like it went down one path and someone flicked a switch and it went down another one, and it wasn't a twist, it was just a quick change in direction, and I'm not a big fan of those. I know some people are, but I'm not. I don't like them. I think if you're gonna misdirect someone, there's got to be some sort of twist, or it's got to be for the sake of misdirection, not for the sake of adding an extra 10 minutes to a movie, which is what it felt like. But the premise of the movie is basically there's this old Polaroid camera, which when you take a picture of somebody, there'll be a shadowy figure in the background somewhere, like there, and then you'll be killed in the next couple of days, not by someone else, but by natural causes. Because it's not natural causes, like, oh, they fell down the stairs, or oh, this happened. It's obviously not. There's this supernatural entity that attacks them, but because it's a supernatural entity, the only explanation then is natural causes. Oh, they fell down the stairs rather than they've been pushed down the stairs by something that doesn't exist. What I like is, surprisingly, the kids in it catch on very quickly as to what's going on, which doesn't usually happen. They don't usually. In horror movies, it takes them halfway through the movie to catch on to what's going on. No, it took about 2 deaths. Before they realised, there's a shadowy figure in the background of the picture. They keep dying. When the shadowy figure's in the background of the picture, once they die, the shadowy figure disappears and goes to another picture. Like, it's one of those things where it's just like they caught on like that and immediately tried to solve what was going on. Yeah, it was one of those, like, I think there was 3 different reasons to why it was going on, and I liked 2 of them. The beginning one and the end one. The one in the middle I didn't really like. I don't want to spoil anything, but there are definitely 3. The one you may not even know, the one I don't like is the one you may not even notice is in there, because, as I said, it's literally just to add a few minutes to the movie and a bit of intrigue into what's going on. And that's the only reason that one's there. The monster's pretty cool. I love it. I'm a bit conflicted, honestly, to do with the monster, because I do love it, but I kind of wish I saw it more, and I can't tell whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, because on one hand it could be a very, very good thing of I wanted to see the monster more because it was so cool, which meant that I was engaged in the film when it did appear, because it was hardly there. Unlike some movies where it's always there. Movies like Lights Out, I guess, is a good example of one where the monster's there for the majority of the movie, So when it comes to the ending sequence where it's like this big, come on, heroes or kids and whatever, defeat the bad person. God, that sounded lame. But yeah, when it gets to that end bit, you're really engaged in it because you haven't seen the monster very much. And Lights Out, when that happens, you don't really care as much because you've seen the monster plenty of times before. This one is very good at showing the people dying, but not showing you the bad guy. And I love that. I wish movies did it more often. I really do wish movies did it more often. There are multiple horror movies, name dropping another one. I think Don't Knock Twice is another one, where you hardly see the villain. It's great. It feels great. When you see people dying, but you don't see the villain doing it, it's so much intrigue. It's what a lot of crime shows do. You know, showing a death but not showing who did it, so you're engaged in the story. A horror movie should be no different. It should be. You know, you shouldn't see the villain as often because it makes you more intrigued. It grips you that extra little bit. And I think that's something that's lost in movies nowadays. If you look at a lot of movies in the past, like a lot of horror movies, you hardly see the bad guys doing everything. Or even if you see the killer, you see him for a split second. It's like bang, like stab, and you know, you see the face. Or like in Scream, you'll see the ghost mask or something, but it'd be a split second. You know, things like that grip you. The one death in Polaroid that I really like, and it's not a spoiler really for the death because it's in the, when you go on Netflix and you scroll across, it's the picture that they use, and it's basically this girl and she's got the hands around her face like that are about to virtually crack her neck by the looks of it, or grab her and drag her away. I love that death just because you see the gangly long arms of the villain, you know, and they don't look really nice. They're not like human arms like mine. I've got gangly long arms, but they're not, I hope they're not horrifying to say the least. But these are like, oh, like disgusting gangly arms that are just gripping this girl's face, but you don't see the body or the face of the villain. So you know the villain's taken her away. You know he is the entity is killing this person, and you see that you find out that they died, but you don't quite understand the entity. You don't quite understand what it is, and that grips you because a lot of horror movies at the moment are, oh, you know what the entity does, you know, you kind of know its weaknesses and its strengths because you kind of see the combat scenes between the people dying and the entity, even when it's not main characters. If it's not a main character, kill them off quickly. That's easy peasy for me. It makes more sense. It really does make more sense. Because it just grips you more, and I think this movie did that so well, and it had me gripped for a movie I started watching because I didn't have anything to, or I just, not that I didn't have anything to watch, I just wanted a horror movie that was meh, so I could just put it on in the background. I stopped what I was doing to sit down and watch it. That's how much I like this movie. Would I watch it again? I don't know. I don't know if I would watch it again. I have a feeling I might. But I really did enjoy it. And that the ending sequence, which is no spoiler because it happens in every bloody movie nowadays. That ending sequence was cool as hell. It really was cool. I love it. You know, you find out the entity's weaknesses and strengths, and you know, and I don't think it's difficult to work out how you would combat the entity, because I worked it out myself and I'm not the most capable of things. But genuinely, I enjoyed this movie and I would highly recommend it. If you're into horror movies, it's got a few jump scares in, but is definitely leaning more towards the story than the jump scares. And I like a good horror movie with a good story. It's better than ones that are just there for scares. Much better. So yeah, if you've seen this movie, tell me what you thought in the comments down below, whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether you're going to watch it yourself, and then tell me what you thought about it. Any suggestions of what I should review in the future, put that down in the comments as well. Hit that like button to tell me that you like this video. It just helps me out a little bit into knowing what you like, what you don't like, especially with genres of movies, because I pretty much like all of them. And hit that subscribe button to make sure you don't miss anything. As I've said many times recently, I've got loads coming out and you don't want to miss a thing that is coming out at the moment. You know, I'm ultra busy trying to get things done and record things, so hopefully if you hit that subscribe button, maybe even hit the bell, just to know that of what I'm doing and when I'm uploading things. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and I'll see you in the next video. See ya!